Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. For anyone new here, my name is Robin and I am on day 19 of decluttering my house. So I have decided to take January 2023 to get my house sorted out. We've done lots of moving, newly blended family, and just lots of stuff that we don't really need. So our space is very small and I decided it was time to figure out what we have in here that we are going to use and what we can get rid of. First thing I did in the kitchen today was go through the two cupboards where we have cups and mugs and honestly just other random things in there. So went through, took them all out, that way I could see exactly what we had. I know already we have too many mugs and we've got some cups that we never use. So it was nice to be able to see everything laid out in front of me, and then that way it was easier to go through. So this ended up being everything that I took out of just the two cupboards. And then I went through and sorted out the ones that we don't really use. I took out anything that I haven't seen us use. Like I said, we are a newly blended family, and I make sure every time I have gone through our stuff that Dave is also going through it afterwards and making sure there is not anything in there that he wants to keep. I have this weird thing with coffee mugs. I am one of those people that absolutely loves to have cute coffee mugs, but honestly, I don't use all of them. So it was good to go through and just keep my favorites. It was a bit of a struggle though, because coffee mugs are my thing, but I don't know how many you actually need to have. So I kept way more than I needed for sure. Let me know in the comments down below how many coffee mugs you guys keep in your house and how many people are actually using them. At first, I was thinking of putting the mugs over here closer to the coffee pot, and then I decided that they just would not fit even after I decluttered them. So I went through and put them into the cupboard that they were to begin with, and then also decided to separate out our adult drinking cups from the girls' cups. That way everything was a little easier to access instead of them all being mixed in together. The other thing I did was take out the girls' bowls and put them in this separate cupboard as well. This weird corner one really gave me a hard time with the plates and stuff. So it is a little mismatched and all over the place, but it is close to what we had before, which is going to be easier for us to remember where things are. And it is a little more spread out. So hopefully it's easier to keep organized. So anything that we don't really use, I put at the top. So the cookie cutters and then some sentimental glassware is up there. You are going to notice that the top two, I think the top 2 or 3 shelves of this awkward corner cupboard, I don't really touch. A lot of that stuff is Dave's, so that is kind of stuff for him to go through. We have been doing a lot of work reorganizing and decluttering this kitchen this week, and honestly it has been so nice. It's starting to actually function like it should and not be so overwhelming. And I mentioned in the last video that Dave does all the cooking, and he has approved all of the changes I've made in the kitchen. There were a few surprises, but I made sure if he wanted anything moved back to its original spot that I would go through and do that, but he was pretty content with everything that I had done in here. So don't worry, I do get his input all the way through, and I don't just change things and expect him to be okay with it. I make sure everything functions for both of us. Now, I am going to mention at this point, because I forgot again, I filmed this entire video with my shirt inside out. So if you haven't noticed by now, the tag is definitely on the outside of my shirt. I am quite aware. In the moment I was not. Dave came home while I was filming and he pointed it out to me, so eventually I do fix it, but unfortunately all of the footage I have is in my inside out shirt. Like I mentioned, this kitchen was a struggle for me. I had a hard time finding spots for everything. So at the end here, I was just struggling to figure out what made sense to put the odds and ends. And I ended up with an open shelf somehow. So of course, this is probably going to change a bit in the future. But for now, this is hopefully going to be a good start on what is going to work for us going forward. So Dave did come home just in time here while I was putting the cover up. I was worried I wasn't going to get it, but I actually managed to do it all by myself this time. Here is a look at the go pile, and then this is what we are putting back from the go pile. So as I said, I do always make sure to check with Dave. When I am getting rid of things, I do get him to go through it and make sure I haven't gotten rid of anything that he wants to keep. There is a lot of sentimental things in our home, so I'm always very cautious of what we are getting rid of, and I make sure I'm very mindful of some of the sentimental items that we do keep around the house.
Stop for a minute, stop and breathe for a minute. Don't get over your head, try to listen instead, won't you? Think for a minute.
So over the last couple days of working in the kitchen, I have ended up getting rid of these 2 boxes now from the kitchen. So I still do have to take them and donate them. They are still on the floor like they are in the video. I am hoping to get that done over the weekend, and then that way they are out of my house and good to go. And as always, there is Dave walking in front of the camera a few times before the end of the video. So make sure if you guys enjoyed today's video, you give it a thumbs up. Let me know down below, how many coffee cups do you guys keep in your house, and do they all get used? I need to know. Make sure as well you guys are subscribing so you don't miss any upcoming videos, and I will see you guys tomorrow.